Hey, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna attempt this again. I tried to start it earlier, but I'm having to just kind of bear with the filming situation right now. So if I have to cut off suddenly, bear with me. I apologize for that ahead of time, and I will continue this in a part 2, I promise. In this video, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about fair use and what that is, okay? I will get into it in just a moment. But I just want to say a couple things. It's taken me a while, but I just recently hit 1,000 subscribers back in June. Didn't even really have time to stop and celebrate it, or, work and responsibilities and just life circumstances. But I think we should always take time to celebrate even the small achievements in our life. And, it might not be much compared to some channels, and it's taken me much longer than I had hoped for, but I didn't get to work on my channel continuously since I started it. I've had a lot of interruptions, but I'm there and I'm really excited about that. And I appreciate all of you for, being here, for watching my stuff. And I just recently got accepted into the YouTube Partner Program. That was last week. And, I have quite a bit to say about that. So I will try to get a video up like I promised. I told you guys, hopefully I'm going to be revamping the channel and moving forward in a new direction with my content, finishing up old content that I owe you guys, stuff that wasn't finished. And, as it states in my description, pretty much most of my videos, even though I touch on a lot of different topics, generally, I just hope to bring something out of it that's useful, some kind of perspective, something like that. Either something spiritual, philosophical, psychological, just something to help jog people to think, or maybe give people some ideas, or share what I know, share what's worked for me, and my past experiences. And as promised, as I learn, especially if it's something that I've researched, that I know to be true, that's worked well for me, I promise that as I learn and grow, I'll turn around and try to share what I've learned this far, okay? I'm not an expert on YouTube by any means, okay? Please always do your own research. Do your reading, do your research, and know your stuff. There are a lot better videos out there than mine discussing YouTube creating, fair use, copyright laws, and things like that. Okay, moving forward. I will do a part 2 to this video because I probably won't have time to get to it all, talking about fair use and things here on YouTube that I've learned this far that are important to know when it comes to your content. But I will follow up with a second part and probably get out a video talking about what I've learned this far about being monetized as a small YouTube channel, okay? What that opens up for you. I think there's a lot of misconceptions out there from people who don't create content. They think it's just, oh, now they get to put ads on their videos, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not it at all. It opens up a lot of different things, a lot of different modules and ways that you can earn income. But there's a lot to know and a lot to be careful of. Okay. Getting back around to fair use. Now that I have hit the requirements for YouTube Partner and ability to monetize, now I have to look at my channel in a whole different light. I have to look at my video uploads in a whole different light. I have to scrutinize them more and pay attention to what's going on. And there's a couple videos that I will add to this one that I think would be useful and helpful to you guys that I've learned in the last few weeks and months while studying up before becoming partner. I highly recommend that you do that. A lot of research, a lot of reading, even if it doesn't seem to be happening for you overnight. It's been a long, slow road, but it can happen. Don't give up on that, okay? But I do suggest, even when nothing's happening and it seems slow, that you put the time in to be learning for the future, preparing for the day when you do get monetized. And you will if you don't give up, okay? So, but I'm still, I think I've earned 4 cents, okay? I'm still very small. I still have so much to learn. But I'm going to tell you what I do know. Fair use is a very important thing, okay? This morning, I was on another video clip. I think it was someone showing a Sopranos clip of the show Sopranos, and there were a bunch of different comments. What is it, buddy? I'm sorry, you guys. Hold on. My dog is upset. You want to go back to this room? Get on in there, hush. I apologize. You guys have to bear with me. As I said, a lot going on, but I want to get back to my filming and making my content and my channel a priority. I've got to work on this. So anyway, it was a clip of the Sopranos show. It was a short. And there are a lot of comments down below where people were saying, I hate this filter. This music is garbage. Why have they taken this Sopranos clip and added this trendy music to it? This ruins it for us. We just want to see the Sopranos clip. I don't understand why they do all this. And then another person tried to inform them that copyright policies have changed, evolved over the years, and they're trying to protect themselves from getting a copyright strike. To which another person replies and says, that's not it at all. It's not copyright. They don't have to add this stuff because there's been clips of The Sopranos being uploaded for 10 years with no music, no filters, no additions, no sparkly stuff, nothing. Just uploading the clips of The Sopranos. Okay. I want to get into this as to how that is working for them, okay? Again, I'm not a YouTube expert. I'm not a pro. But I want to tell you what I've learned and what I understand about the difference, why they can get away with that, and what people can't get away with it, okay? And I may do an entirely separate video about what happens after you get monetized, what's the difference between having a monetized channel and a non-monetized, what you can get away with and go under the radar with a non-monetized channel, and what you cannot with a monetized channel. And other odds and ends that I think you guys will find useful about monetizing specific videos, maybe not all of them. If you think that some of your content may not live up to the policies and copyright, I will get into all of that. No, you don't have to delete all of your work from years ago. Once you become monetized, you can do specific things, okay? I will make an entirely separate video about that, and I think you guys will find it useful. But back to fair use, okay? Here is the deal. Like I just said, those people that may be uploading TV shows, perfect clips, entire series, movies, films, whatever, unless they have bought the rights, the license, and they've gone through the proper copyright channel, copywriting, so that they don't steal that other person's work or impose on copyright restrictions, unless they have the licenses to do that, or they have gone through the proper networks to be showing and hosting that material, 9 times out of 10, their channel isn't monetized. They are not putting advertisements. They are not using super thanks. They are not using any of the monetization modules. Definitely not ads. Now, again, I'm not a YouTube expert, but this is the way I'm understanding it and what makes sense to me. So for that person who commented that, yeah, I'm sure you have been seeing Sopranos clips and all kinds of things uploaded for the past 10 years that didn't have text on it, didn't have stickers on it, didn't have music added to it, didn't have anything added to it extra. But I just about guarantee you those particular channels were not monetized. Or if they were, that one particular video wasn't monetized because they were breaking copyright laws. Okay, now here's where fair use comes into play. They can get away with that. So that's why you're seeing that. Oh, well, it's been on here for 10 years and they've been uploading blah, blah, blah. That's why. Okay, but the minute that they want to monetize that video clip or their entire channel or whatever, they are going to come under scrutiny. And they are going to have to change the way they produce content. Now, Here's what the average everyday person who isn't creating content, who isn't sitting up on the internet researching and reading and understanding, and by trial and error making mistakes, getting in trouble, this is why they don't know this, okay? And a lot of new creators may not know it either, like myself. I didn't have any clue about this stuff, okay, till I really sat down and started focusing on it. It becomes a whole different ball game once you get that notification that you've hit your requirements, 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours, other requirements, and that you are now eligible to apply for YouTube partnership. And I'll make another video about that too at some point. A lot of times you have to apply. You don't just get it overnight. Like when you don't just hit 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours and then you're a partner. No, it doesn't work like that. They will notify you that you're eligible to apply. You have to apply. You have to go through the proper channels and apply for partnership. And they say, well, it could take up to a month for us to get back to you. Mine was approved within 3 days. So don't be discouraged. Go ahead and go through, do what you need to do. And that's how it worked out for me. But we'll talk about that later. Back to fair use, okay? Fair use is interesting to me. And again, I'm not an expert, but I am putting a lot of time into research and study and reading because I want my channel, I want to know what work on my channel from the past is suitable, what will or will not get me a copyright strike. All of these little tidbits you kind of have to know. So there's a lot to go into there, but let's keep it strictly about copyright issues right now and fair use. Okay, a lot of times as creators, we want to make our videos interesting for our viewers. Even as I stand here and talk right now, it would be far more interesting if I don't know, had a video slide to represent some of the things I'm talking about, or a little 2-minute distraction, a clip of someone else's video, or a joke, or something sparkly, or a transition, or yada 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 going across the screen. Okay, well, in order to borrow other people's work for your presentation, for your content, any of that stuff, I don't care if it's a photograph of a celebrity, a deceased celebrity, someone in the news that you just found on Pinterest or you found it on the internet. Now, there is such a thing as public domain, but a lot of us don't know what's what. We don't know where we found what, where that picture came from, who owns it, whether we have the right to use it or not. And before you become monetized, it's really not that big a deal. A lot of people fly under the radar and they can upload pretty much whatever they want. But once you become monetized, your channel will come under scrutiny. Your videos will be monitored, scrutinized, checked, all of that stuff to make sure that you're either ad friendly if you want to participate in the AdSense account thing or not, or that you're not breaking copyright laws if you're trying to monetize things, okay? So the fair use thing, basically, what I'm saying is people, content creators, have to find a way to be able to use interesting content in their presentations. Now, this is just the way I understand it, okay? Again, please look up fair use. Please look up copyright laws. Please do your own research and understand it better for yourself, because it's taken me weeks and weeks and months of researching it and taking in the information again and again and really to understand it fully. But the deal is, if you want to use anything that you find on the internet that you don't know for sure that you made it, that you have absolute permission to use it, I don't care if it's a photograph of somebody off Pinterest or the internet or wherever, if it's a short clip from a movie or a video or a piece of music, you can get in trouble and get a copyright strike. You can get your entire channel shut down. All kinds of things can happen, okay? So to avoid all that, what creators try to do is find ways to legally use that content without stealing it, but without getting in trouble at the same time. You see what I'm saying? They try to find a way, and there is something called fair use that I've been learning about for the last few months, which says basically If you don't have the licenses, the rights to own that material, to use that material, yada, 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 then fair use basically says you have to add something of value to that work. Meaning, when you present that work in your video, it's not just you making it all about that work. Hey, here's this great movie, watch this. Here's this great clip, watch this. If you make it about that, then basically it is considered you are stealing that person's work and you're putting the entire focus on it like you made that film. Like, this is my film. You know, there's not enough there to consider it fair use. You're just hosting it for other people, like, check this out. That's not good enough. Fair use says that you have to either be, and they're very specific about this, you have to either be using it for satirical purposes, creating satire, making fun of it, commentary on it, commenting something about that work, educational or historical commentary about that work. And you have to add something to it and not make it more about your presentation of the work than it is about that work. You see, it can get kind of complicated, but the more you study fair use, the more it will become very simplified in your mind, okay? That's pretty much why you see, and those are just a few things. You either need to be doing a satire on it. That's why you see so much of this satire stuff. And the average everyday person who's not creating content is probably sitting back going, God, why are all these people doing this to this video? Why are they acting like that? Why are they saying it like that? Why are they showing this like this? There's reasons. And a lot of people are in the comment section arguing today that there's not reasons. There are, depending, okay? So those are some of the main things that fair use states. You either need to be making a joke of it, making fun of it, being satirical about it, while showing those pictures, while showing those video clips, or you need to be having educational, historical, informative commentary while showing those clips, while showing those photographs, what have you. And there's other stipulations, like use very little of it, just a few seconds, yada, yada. It's more about your presentation than it is about those photographs, those videos. You see, I hope that kind of makes sense. And that's just some of the bare basics that I understand. I know that I have a lot more to learn about fair use, copyright issues, and things like that. In regards to people adding filters, sparkly things, music, trending sounds, okay, they were also commenting and arguing about this. Those are some other ways which you can add value to something that's not yours. That probably falls under fair use. Not only your commentary, a lot of these people don't want to have to add commentary to it, or they don't want to, so they'll choose what they can, bare minimum, add to that to where they don't get in trouble. You see, they may not want to do a commentary. They may not want to do satirical or joke or criticize this one picture or this one little video clip. So oftentimes they'll add other things to it, like, and I'm even still stuck in my research on, is it enough to add text? Can I tell a story about this borrowed picture, this borrowed video clip with text? Adding text, does that add value? It makes it more my work. It's more about my presentation of this photograph or video than it is about, hey, I'm just stealing this video for you to watch it and I get all the credit. Don't do that. That's what it's about. So oftentimes on people's shorts and videos, long form, they will add filters to a movie scene, sparkly things. They will add text and writing, different pieces of music and sounds. This makes it more your presentation. That's why they do it. Because although it's annoying to you, the viewer, who's just on YouTube to look for soprano scenes or a scene from your favorite show, really YouTube isn't, it's, you know, if the channels are monetized and doing it properly and legally, it's really for creators to be creating their presentations, their shows. And it's okay for them to borrow things from other people's work to incorporate into their presentations, but it's not really okay just to take other people's work and host it on your channel. Even though I think a lot of channels get away with it and fly under the radar if they aren't monetized or worried about being monetized or AdSense or any of those things. They can pretty much do whatever, it seems, without being flagged as a copyright strike or something like that. But for those who are creating shorts and creating long form and they want those shorts monetized, whether separately or the whole channel, they have to watch what they're doing. And this is why they add things like that to their videos. This is why all this is going on. And I know this isn't probably the best, most informative explanation of fair use, but this far it is the way I understand it, and I am continuing to research and study it better and better every day as I grow as a content creator, learn more about what it's like to be a partner here, what that's about on YouTube, and, you know, just find the balance of creating content that people enjoy, that they get something from, that I like and am passionate about, but still be able to work within the frame of policies and monetization issues. And yeah, you know, we all want to meet those balances. Why not? You know, so it is what it is, guys. But I thought I would pass that along, and I'll give you an example. And see, I'm still learning. Sometimes I sit there and just tear my hair out, just figuring things out on YouTube, right? Just, you know, there's so much to do as a creator, so many settings and so many things you can do. And so while looking back on my old videos before I got monetized and looking through them to see what's appropriate, what's not, reading all the fine print, all the stuff, I noticed that, and I said I'd make a different video about this, about when you become monetized. Do you have to monetize your entire channel, or can you do just the videos you want to monetize and keep the ones that might be risky away from monetization so that you don't get in any trouble? That's a thing. I will make a video, something about that when I can, but I noticed that on the shorts, once I turned on monetization for that, the super thanks, the little stuff, all the modules came open, and it didn't seem like I had a choice whether I wanted to monetize each individual short or not. They just all became monetized. That's what it looked like. You know, either all of them or none of the shorts. Now the long form you can do separately. And I got to looking through my shorts, and they will have a little money sign on each one of them. If it's green, you're perfectly fine for advertisement. If it's yellow, it says you will be able to have some ads with restrictions. And, you know, I don't know if it's red. I don't have any red ones, but I do have a few yellow ones. And I sat there thinking, what's the difference? Because 2 videos I did very similar content, 2 shorts. These are 60-second clips. I did similar content on, and one had a green money sign and the other a yellow restricted advertisement. And I really sat there puzzling my mind trying to figure out so I can learn, what did I do wrong? What is it? It didn't say it would be deleted. It said it's fine to keep it up. It's fine to keep playing it, but it may or may not be suitable for advertisements. And I thought, okay, but they're very similar content. Why not? What's the deal? Just for learning purposes, you know? This is where we run into a hard time as small creators, small channels, and I think it's really good to share with each other. And so, you know, I put keywords in. I tried looking it up, listening to other creators. You can only go so far with that, and sometimes it's really hard to find the answers of what is wrong with this. What did I do wrong? So, you know, as I studied more about fair use, I got to looking at the difference in those 2 shorts. One short was about Selena Quintanilla Perez, a Mexican-American singer who was killed back in the 90s. I'm a big fan of her, and I made a short in tribute to her. In that short, I only put a few pictures of her in rotation, no camera transitions, no text, nothing that really made it mine, just a few pictures and one of her songs that was approved by YouTube, and I let it go. In the other short video, it was a tribute to Tina Turner. In that short, I noticed that I was more creative that day. I actually put a filter around Tina Turner where there were 3 or 4 of her, and all those colors lit up behind her. And I wrote some text across the screen, "Rest well, Miss Turner." You know, I added things to it, and then one of her approved songs from the YouTube audio library. And the only thing I could figure, the difference, was that I added more things to that short that made it my own presentation, not just some pictures I took from somebody else that owned the pictures of Tina Turner. Here they are. Here's a song, like I own that stuff. Okay? No, I actually made it more about, this is my presentation. This is my tribute to Tina Turner. Look what I've written here. Look at these filters around her. That's the thing. That is how fair use kind of works. You have to find ways to make it more about your presentation and incorporating those photos of Tina into your presentation than it is about photos of Tina. It's you know, it's complex, but it's not. So that's the only thing I could see the difference. So that's why when these people are arguing in the comments and wondering in the comments, why do people put those stupid filters on things? Sometimes it's just kids at home wanting to be kids. Sometimes it's just people wanting to put on silly faces. I give you that. Sometimes it's their creative idea and it has nothing to do with copyright. But a lot of times, the reason they're adding filters and camera transitions and writing text onto the video scenes, onto the photographs, they are changing things to add value to their own piece of work so that they are not just blatantly stealing and plagiarizing and here you go, here's this picture of whoever, or here's this video clip. I'm just showing it to y'all. As far as I know, you really can't do that. It's not. So I'm trying to break this down for you guys, you know, where we can all kind of understand it, because it can kind of get complex. But, you know, that's the only thing I could think of that I had done wrong, was that on the Selena short versus the Tina Turner short. You guys can go look at them if you want. The Selena short doesn't really have much that I added to it to make it mine, for it to be considered fair use. See, fair use, I guess I didn't break that down very well either, because I'm still studying. But fair use is a way for you to use other artists' work, other photographers' pictures, other clips of film, stuff you don't own, in a meaningful, useful way in a new production. It's got to be like that. It's a way to protect you from getting a copyright strike or in trouble, your channel shut down, and it's a way to protect those artists, those original photographers, movie makers, artists, what have you, from having their work used and stolen and not receiving proper credit. Does that make sense? Okay. Guys, I'm going to cut this one off at this point. I feel like I've pretty much said all I need to say in this little segment, but I will create a part 2 to this and get into this a little bit more, okay? A little bit more about fair use, a little bit more of becoming YouTube partner, the monetization process, and what I have learned this far. I really appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in part 2.